Hello and welcome to Breathwood. My name is David Yates, and today I want to show you what I think is a pretty good, high quality, lower cost, beginning didgeridoo. It's the Black Bamboo Didgeridoo by Tyler Spencer of Primal Tones. Now, an interesting thing about this is that students and other people who found me online were asking me for recommendations for a didgeridoo that would be decent quality but not break the bank, at least for a first didgeridoo purchase. And you know, it's always difficult to recommend low-cost didgeridoo options to folks because you generally get what you pay for. You know, and we're talking about people with maybe a PVC pipe or some old teak or bamboo didge that they inherited from a friend or family member, you know, and they're just looking for that next bump up. And I started recommending people to Tyler when this didgeridoo in particular was recommended, probably on the Didgeridoo Learning Community group on Facebook. And I had never tried it. So several students ended up with this didgeridoo, said they loved it, and it wasn't until right around Christmas that I ended up with one myself. So I'm here to show it to you today and give you a bit of a demo. So the first thing you'll probably notice, and I definitely noticed, is that everything about this didgeridoo is beautifully done. And it's just high quality, high level workmanship through and through. The finish is beautiful. The mouthpiece is beautiful. It came with a bag. It came with instructions about care and cleaning. There's just a lot of love and care in this instrument. I could feel it the moment I opened it. So just in that respect alone, Tyler really should get a lot of credit for his work. It's quite stunning. The price point is actually really reasonable for most folks. So the next question, of course, is how does it sound? So let's just start with the basics. The drum. It's lovely. Now, a thing to remember is that you get different playing characteristics with two major didgeridoo shapes. One family, we could call it, is cylindrical. So this is cylindrical. The shape is a cylinder. The other family is conical. With conical didgeridoos, you get a narrower mouthpiece that slowly widens. Even if it's, you know, uneven and it slowly widens over time, that'll have the properties of a conical didge. So conical didgeridoos give you a little bit more versatility in terms of something like toots. That's not to say you can't toot on a cylindrical didge. It's just a little harder to squeeze it out, especially if you're learning. What this has that's so lovely is just this deep resonant tone that is really a signature of so many cylindrical didgeridoos. You get really good bass response for the size. Good overtone response. So those high-pitched frequencies, those come through really nicely. And then there's voice. quite clearly. It's lovely. It's a lovely sounding didgeridoo. One of the things I like about it is that it's small enough to be more portable than the average, larger, heavier wood didgeridoo. And I can play it while holding it. So if I ever want to play this, let's say for a sound journey or a yoga class, this will make that really easy. Just play it. Play it with one arm. Okay, so the next level is responsiveness. Everyone always wants to know, how is the back pressure? Measuring back pressure without some kind of instrument is tricky because it's based on my physical sense of things. So if I have to put it in a spectrum of other instruments, at one end we've got smooth PVC or plastic tubes, or the Indonesian decorated slide didges, or the single didges. That's at the low end of back pressure. Cylinders and smooth on the inside. Then you've got something like the Andrea Furlan Didge that I've been playing a lot lately. If you remove the smallest pipes and just play the fatter pipes, again, because they're smooth on the inside, the back pressure is, I would say, low to medium. But the body itself has a bit of texture, which helps add to the back pressure. Then you pass through a whole range of other wood didgeridoos up to eucalyptus and a higher key. So we're talking E, F, G. Higher key eucalyptus didgeridoo will tend to have, at least in my experience, that those have had the highest back pressure, where I actually feel like I'm working to keep the drone going. This is back down along the spectrum toward not the PVC didges, maybe around the Andrea Furlan, and it depends on what pipes you're using, and maybe even a little bit more than that, maybe, because when you look inside, there's a little bit of texture here. That gives just enough resistance to the column of air so that you don't feel like you're blowing into a vacuum. There's a little bit of response back. Cylindrical didges tend to have a bit lower back pressure, partly with the way pressure works out the end of the didgeridoo. There are some brilliant videos out there by a fellow whose name I don't want to mess up, so maybe I'll include it in the description below if I can find it, where he talks about the way pressure is built at the end of the didgeridoo, and with a wider bell it can move back up the didgeridoo more strongly than through up a cylindrical didge. So anyway, back pressure. All that being said, when it comes to rhythms, rhythms are totally possible on this one. No problem. Super smooth. Smooth as butter. And then, then there are, of course, other things like the whole realm of percussive playing and air codes, places where I'm less strong but still like to play around. So if I do a little bit of goofing around here. best example, but to give you some idea, you know, that these sounds get some great resonance on those, actually. So if you're a percussive player or wanting to go in that direction, then this will work. If you want to play quick rhythms, this will work. If you want to play with voice, overtones, meditative drone, this will work. And again, the price point for the level of workmanship here is, I would say it's mind-blowing. My mind was blown when I opened this. You know, all the other bamboo didgeridoos I've played in the past were not very well finished, or one of my first, one that I bought, actually cracked. There was a darker bamboo didgeridoo. I don't know where it has disappeared to. It was like my walking stick didgeridoo. I would lend it out, it would disappear for a while, and then it would come back. I think I finally lost track of it. That one held up. This one reminds me of that, but taken to a whole new level. So there you go. That's the Tyler Spencer Black Bamboo Didgeridoo at primaltones.com. That link is in the description. If you have any questions about it, let me know, and definitely contact Tyler. Let him know that Breathwood sent you. I would just love for him to know that I'm sending him folks in gratitude for this beautiful work. Yeah, and I'd love to hear your comments. Do you have one like this? What do you think? What do you think about cylinders? What do you think about bamboo? Thank you so much for watching. Happy playing, and see you again next time.